When you go through difficult times, what do you do?
So far as you don't stay there, that is where sometimes people get it wrong. They crumple, they fall down, and they feel that all hope is lost.
This is a talk show about inspirational stories.
I didn't choose to be a gospel musician, or I think it was a calling.
If it didn't happen, I wouldn't have been here.
It's true.
The ugly, the beautiful, they all came together to form me.
To inspire people, to educate and motivate other people to share their stories.
Those experiences was really hard on us.
And we may even sing a song or two.
Blessed assurance, Jesus is mine.
So, this is my story, my song.
Hello, welcome. My name is Amanda Ofori and welcome to My Story, My Song show. On today's show, we will actually be interviewing the very owner and the founder of My Story, My Song. Please help me welcome Tina Ussher.
This is my story. This is my song. Praising my Savior all the day long. This is my story. This is my song. Praising my Savior all the day long.
Wow.
Blessed assurance, Jesus is mine. Oh, what a foretaste of glory divine. Herald salvation, purchase of God, born of His Spirit, washed in His blood. This is my story. This is my song.
Praising my Savior.
Praising my Savior all the day long.
This is my story.
This is my story. This is my song. Praising my Savior all the day long.
Wow, wow, wow. What a beautiful, beautiful voice. Looking beautiful.
Thank you. So do you, Amanda.
Wow, thank
you look
you
well.
so much. You look really, really well.
Thank you very much.
Wow.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Tina, so tell us a bit about your journey, where it all started for you, you know.
First of all, I'd like to say a big thank you to Almighty God for taking us through this program. And my journey is long, but today I'll try as much as possible to cut it short. And the reason why I'm doing this is to inspire people and assure them that there's nothing too hard for God to do. When you're going through things, I know God will do it. It's just a matter of time. My journey started like, I'm a Ghanaian.
Okay.
And I come from a very beautiful town in Bunahafo region. That's where my dad is.
I would have thought you were Ashanti.
I'm Ashanti and a little bit of Fanti, and a little bit of I saying the mixture of everything. Yes. So I schooled in that town called Yamfo in the Bunahafo region, and when I finished school, then I came to Kumasi. But let me give you a little story about what happened, how my journey started.
Yes. How you even, should I say, how your journey started, how you also even came to know the Lord. So
Yes.
that's more.
Yeah. My journey started when I was young, as far as I could remember. When I was young, like 5 years old, I used to recite poems.
Wow. And
And
that's in school? Wow.
in school, like 6 March or when there's any gathering in our town, they used to put me on somebody's neck for me to recite a poem.
Wow.
And I was very confident, and like my life is so easygoing. I don't think
Yeah.
of bad, I don't think of anything,
Yeah.
as I will say it as it is. So I think I was very nice and very, easygoing person.
Easygoing
So
person.
from my infancy. And first of all, before I started all this thing, I got 2 mothers. I had the one who gave birth to me,
Yes.
and I have the one who raised me up.
Oh, so you raised by two different
Yes,
people, and why is
yes.
that?
The reason is I was told that when I was young, like when my mom gave birth to me, my mom got sick. So I was given to my auntie called Mami Efiekuma. That's what people,
Older.
know her. So when my mom got back from hospital or whatever, coma or whatever happened to her, I didn't know her anymore. So I was so clean to my mom Efiekuma. And I didn't know, like, everybody knew that that woman is not my real mother,
But did you know?
but I didn't know.
Wow. So from what age did you actually
I think
know?
when I finished secondary school. And this woman is such a wonderful woman. She got 6 children, and I was the last. And when it comes to my real mother side,
Yes.
we are 7 sisters,
Wow.
1 brother.
Wow.
And I got other siblings, Majwa, Nana Kwame. I got so many other. My dad, African, proper African.
Dad. Wow.
I don't know why women like him so much. I don't know
Proper
why.
African dad.
Yeah, proper African
I think
dad.
maybe they feel like they're more like family,
Yeah, something like
oriented
that.
and strong.
Yeah, so I think he liked many children, and maybe because of farming
Yeah.
or whatever, I don't know.
So at this point where you were actually living away with your auntie, were you absent from your father?
No, not really, because they were all living in the same town. But what I was told was when my mom was well and came back from the hospital,
Yeah.
then I was so used to my auntie Efiekuma, and the woman loves me so much. So it was difficult for my mom to detach me from her. And I think my mom said, the way you look after my daughter,
Yeah.
maybe I wouldn't have done
Been
that
able to
for
do
her.
that.
So I'll give it to you as a gift.
Wow.
So my mom gave me to her, my mom Efiekuma, as a gift. So I was raised up there. She fed me. I didn't know any different. And they were calling me Ketri, Ghana,
like the last born.
that the last born, Ketri, and other things. But funny enough, my mom and my real mother and this my auntie, they don't really live far.
Okay.
But my real mother had 8 children.
Wow.
A little bit poor, not, but my dad was educated and he has a little bit of money, but not to village standard. He was okay. But not rich, but he was okay. He was able to take care of us. So as I was growing, I didn't know any different. When it's time for us to go for our school fees, I'll go and say, Papa, I didn't call Dada. I didn't have the opportunity to call Daddy, or I was calling Papa, like proper Papa. That's what I call Papa. But give me school fees.
Yeah.
But some of my other sisters were so scared of
him.
But
because you're the youngest, you think you had a different relationship?
I don't think I was younger, but I was very confident, and I didn't even care whatever he would tell me. If he said go, I will not go. I will stand in front of the door until he gives me the money.
Wow.
So sometimes when some of my sisters or other people want money from my dad, they will send me to go and ask. And my dad will give me.
Wow.
Because but he will still give me the money. Yes.
So would you say you grew up with a wealthy family, or in Ghana there might be it's not everybody that grows up in a, should I say, a average wealthy family. There are some families where there's a bit of struggle. Would you say your upbringing
No,
was
no,
that?
no, no, no. I didn't see a bit of struggle, but I saw my sisters, because my mom had so many children. So I saw that there were a little bit of hardship, because I saw them going to farm. Some of them, my sister Anna was selling ahwede,
Wow.
awiesu.
Wow.
My grandmother was selling aprapransa, aprapransa?
Yeah.
All those kind of.
So they're very industrious women.
Very industrious woman. I think that's how I took this thing from, because I'm very industrious.
Yes, you are.
Every little thing my mom will sell. So I could see that in her house. When you go to her house, so many children were there, because there were always food, and she will feed everybody. So most of the time when I'm coming from my auntie, like my other mom's place, I would love to go to her. So when I go to her, as soon as she sees me, she said, "Hey, Fosti, waba, umame ho te say." Then I will say, "Oh, me mame ho ye. Me mame si me beto ademre no." She will hurry, and she will give it to me, support me, and she will look at me in a way and say, "Bye bye." Okwa catch mame say, "Mechiano."
Yeah.
So what you say? So I didn't know different, and because of me, my dad was calling my auntie Mary. Then my auntie will call Mira. And in Ghana, when you say Mira, it's like couples, isn't
Couples,
it? It's
yeah,
the
yeah.
couples that say Mira.
Yeah, yeah.
Like proper Pentecost.
But this was a relation between your
you
dad?
see, my dad and his sister.
Wow.
So I think they were trying to confuse me.
Wow.
So my dad would call, "Hey, Efia," say Mira. So me growing up, I knew that, Pentecost people or other people, those who call Mira are couples.
Yes.
So I didn't know different. And I didn't stay with my other mom, so I didn't know how she was calling my dad or something like that. So one day, after secondary school, I was going to fetch water, and I saw some of my friends, and they were playing with the water, and someone poured water on me, and I was wearing very beautiful dress. So I said, "Oh, don't worry." I said, "Well, don't worry. When I go home, I will change it." And there was another woman sitting. Say, "Look at her. You are so spoiled. You think that woman is your mother."
Wow, so that's how you came
That's
to find
how
out.
I got to find out. You are spoiled. You think that woman is your mother. That's like, I thought she was talking to somebody.
Yeah.
But
You
when I
realized-
saw her face, the facial expression shows that it was me. And it was me that the water was poured on me. And it was me that I said, "Oh, don't worry. When I go home, I'll change it." So I don't know what makes her so upset. I didn't know anything. They say, you are spoiled too much. So you take things like easy. You think that woman is your mother.
So from there, did you even go home? Shall I say what?
I was shocked. So my other friends were like, they were shocked as well. I don't know whether they were pretending or whether they knew that that woman wasn't my mother or something. So I came home. Then I said, "Mommy." He said, "Yay." That typical
Ghanaian.
He said, yes. He said, "Me mommy ni hwan?" So the woman was like, "What kind of question are you asking me? Am I not your mother?" I said, "Yeah, I know that you're my mother, but someone told me something different."
Wow.
So I got confused. So
how did you feel at that time? Like,
I felt very sad, and I was confused. And other girls that I was playing with, they said, "Oh, don't mind her." So I was confused. I stopped playing. I came home straight away to ask to find out whether it was true or it wasn't true. So when my mom couldn't give me the answer, and I saw her facial expression changed. So I said, "Don't worry." She said, "Hey, first you walk in, Missy Meba." I went straight to my dad's place, and my dad lives in a story building. So I went there, and he wasn't there. So I waited for him in front of his house. I say, "Papa, me mama ni why?" That's
yes,
the
and
question I asked.
then okay.
He said, Holding Brahma Brecrana. Oh, my mini why? Oh, my mini me. That is how my
that's
dad.
a joke.
Yeah. Oh, my mini why?
African joke.
And I'm saying, no, Papa, I'm not joking. I want to know who
My real
my
mother
real
is.
mother is, because he said, okay. Then I have a brother called Skin, and he has a beer bar. Then he said, Skin. He shouted, Skin. Fabia Breme. That was true. So my dad held my hand and said, let's go upstairs. So we went to his place and he started drinking without talking. He started drinking. So he said, what's he saying? And I said, me who say, me mamene why? Then my dad said, oh mamene kuma.
Wow.
That is his sister.
Yeah.
I said, really? He said, yes. Why? Why all this question? I'm so tired. And why all this question? But later I realized that my dad's facial expression too, he wasn't comfortable with the questions
Tell you
that I
everything.
was asking him.
Okay. So moving on, from what age did you, should I say, find out, and how did you find out eventually?
Eventually, I went to my grandmother's place. That is, she's also called Mary. Ama Duakwa. So I went and I said, I didn't know, I didn't call her mother or something. So I went, I said, Vero Mame. That is how I call her by her children's name. I said, Vero Mame. Oh, say, yay. And I'm saying, Vero Mame, Obane me. And I'll say, me. Ussher me, met me a wo. That is how my mother said. Ussher me, met me a wo. Me pachoko and me fast and beer and mammy. Nya me bano, when I catch us me bano. Mean to me, first me pacho.
So did you feel rejected then?
Yes, I was confused. It really made me confused, because sometimes when I'm going somewhere, I say, this, you resemble Ahmed Diakwa. But I thought, oh, yeah, me papa ire. So, it's normal. I was very naive. I didn't know anything. So I was a bit sad that what is going on. So I started asking my friends to go and ask their parents if they know something about
What the truth is.
So later, my dad came to my auntie and they thought I wasn't in the house.
Wow.
But I was hiding in the room.
Okay.
He said, Fia, when I can't somebody check Colano, when I catch any say, and your banner no, Tidiamity and some mamma cast oh coffee. Mema boom for me, I make cry me ra ho sing wo. Na nka meka che no madofo stiti se me ba. Na nye sa kwan we so na nka mefa so a meka na okonsuo ena obi e ka kire no. Nti ho na me pie free. E dem when I'm here. I've heard everything. So who is my mother?
Wow. And at what age were you at that time?
I finished secondary school.
So you're teenage time. Wow.
I finished secondary school. Sorry.
It's okay. And I think for a lot of people who maybe have been hidden, there's a lot of, should I say, hiding about who their real parents is.
Yes.
So parents later affects them.
Yeah. So later, my dad called me and said, who told you this? So I had no choice than to mention the person's name. So I think my dad went to look for the lady.
Okay.
And said, why did you tell Faustina this? What reason? Why? He said, na audience oguno ho or fonatari and I make me just a mano na like it's just a slip of tongue. And I told her I didn't mean to tell her this way. But I thought, she was getting spoiled because the dress that she was wearing was beautiful.
Yeah.
So my dad was like, but even if it's her dress, she chooses to do whatever she wants to do. So what you've done has caused a lot of damage in my heart. And her mom is sad. So I think later they called the lady.
Okay, and they spoke to her.
They spoke to her. So I was there one day when I was called, and I told my brother that I knew he was my real brother, Kofi. He's in America. So I said, Kofi, me. Like,
So this made you question your
I
whole
question
family.
everybody.
And would you say it also affected? How did it affect your relationship with your parents, your biological parents, or even your dad for hiding something underneath the surface?
Yeah, it's really affected them in a way, but at the same time, I thought they were thinking that the time was up for them to tell me, but they didn't know how I was going to take the whole thing. So they were finding a way to tell me, but I don't know. So I said, Kofi, me no, like, are you my real brother or something? He said, first for what some kind of because I said now, like, something like that. I said, Kofi, no, I'm not joking. Someone told me this. I'm looking for answers. And whoever I ask this question, they feel very uncomfortable to tell me, who is that? So I started crying.
Wow.
So he said, so this is serious.
Yeah.
So he held my hands and said, don't worry. You'll be fine.
Okay.
He said, you're my sister. You are the last born. You're my sister. So then I went back to my mom. My mom said, Faustina, me doba no, me do. Share this side, baby one whole white be. Semenya oba, okay then I was some mark win. Na means me what the same mark ni be. At that time, I was convinced a little bit, but I was still doubting that there's more to it than it's hidden. So later they called me, Kofi and my dad and few people. Then they narrated the story to me. That's firstly, I think now you are a big girl now, and I have to let you know this is not the way we wanted you to know the whole thing, but I think the right time has come for us to
tell you the truth.
To tell you the truth, when you were born, your mom was sick, and we had no choice than to give it to your auntie to take care of you till your mom comes back. Then my mom asked me, that's my auntie, asked me, Fosti, now that you know that I'm not your mother, are you going to go to your mother or live with you? Then my mom quickly said, I don't want her.
Wow.
I can never have her. The way you raise her up is different from the way I've raised my children. And I really appreciate the fact that you did not give birth to her, but you raised her like your own. It will be unfair for me to
give you back.
So
how did you feel then when you almost felt like your mother was now, giving you away in front of, after finding out the truth?
I felt good. At the end of it, the truth has come out.
Okay.
And they've already explained the reasons why I was given away. So my mom said, I've always seen you, admiring you, how your auntie has raised you up. I couldn't have done that. So the fact that you know that I'm your biological mother doesn't mean anything. The woman has loved you
and
raised you up. You are not deformed. You are not, everything is okay for you. So do not disrespect her and know that I'm your mother. Let her be your mother for the rest of your life. So my mom also said thank you. And my mom was happy and my auntie was happy. They prayed for me.
Were you happy?
I was happy at point. Then it has to come to the point that how am I going to call her? Should I call her mommy or mama or auntie or something? So my auntie starts advising me that, you know what, now that you've seen your mother, you have to start going there to have a little bit of bond. But at the same time, when I go there and I've not come back, she panicked.
Wow.
And I remember one time, it was Christmas time, as young people, we dye our hair for Christmas, you have your Christmas dresses and everything.
In Ghana.
So I went to my grandmother's place and she was doing yomo, dye for her children because she got all girls. Then she dyed my hair. So when I went home, my mom said, who dyed your hair? I said, Vero's mom. She said, did I ask her to dye your hair? At that time, I didn't know anything.
Yeah.
So then the reflection, I started thinking back. So all those things that they were doing was just a game that they were playing that they didn't want me to know or something like that. So she held my hands and we came to my grandmother's place. Then he said, Ama, then I was for sitting a man. That kind of, they were fighting in front of me. I said, oh, very mommy, why? Very mommy, why? And I make mommy jai, like, I was
Yeah.
pardon them. So then I asked, I say, so Vero mommy and mommy, so all those things that you were doing in front of me, was it a drama or what? To say yes. We were
Why?
just trying to confuse you because we didn't want you to know at that time that, I'm your this thing.
biological mother.
Yes. And
So how did that affect you? I know that you're moving on. How did that? You're such an industrious lady as well. Now, how did that affect you, or how has it affected you now as an adult? Would you say? Or have you? Did that bring closure to the wound?
yes, it did bring closure because I started knowing my other sisters as my real sisters. Then my auntie's children have traveled abroad. So it's like I was the youngest in the family.
Yeah.
And they'll bring me, they'll bring you all kind of Aboriginal man, Tyrrhenia, they are this. I was enjoying that. What my other sisters, there were too many.
Yeah.
So someone
No,
has
yeah.
to
don't
wait
enjoy
for
having the
someone to
same
dry her
benefits.
clothes and something like that. So I was benefiting from there. But at the same time, I was okay. So they got closer to me. Sometimes I'll go to their house. So when I go to my mom's house, when she calls me, firstly, I don't know how to answer. Straight away, I will go and stand in front of her. Then she said, firstly, maybe she was expecting me to say mommy or I don't know.
Yeah.
So one day, then I'll say, Vero mommy.
That's very
It's
difficult.
difficult.
Yeah.
So one day she said, firstly, I say, auntie. So that is how I called her until one day I came to Accra. And
So you moved from this is now
I
you
moved
moved
from
the area.
yes,
And you moved to
Sinyane.
Accra.
Yes, I moved to Accra. I was coming for interview for my
jobs?
visa, for job. No, for visa to come to UK.
Okay.
So when I came, I fell on the stairs. So I went to her. I was going to my brother's store, so I passed her house, and she said, you're back. You look so beautiful. Oh, when you're quabriching pony, that's how be quabriching. Oh, baby, papa. That's your turn to my papa. Be a man, Mr. Vero mommy. Don't worry, don't call me Vero mommy. Call me auntie.
Oh.
So the correction was, going on.
Rectified.
So she said that. Then I said, she said I used to do meat pie and sell.
Okay, and then actually talking about that, you're a very industrious lady. Tell us about some of the things that you do as well. I know that you can refer it back to your childhood, the things that you started doing, because I know you are. So tell us a bit more about where it all started for you. With all the businesses that you have, and also your
I think it
full-time
started
work.
because it's in my DNA. Because the woman who gave birth to me
Was
is
industrious.
very, very industrious,
Okay.
and I always see her children selling things. Because I remember one day I went to her and said, as a woman, you have to work with your hand. You can go to school to be educated, but you still have to be skillful. So if you try this and it doesn't work, you have to do another thing. So I saw her doing a prepensa, egwe, mori, baire, like boja store, kwa business, you see. So she would do everything. But my mother on the other side was different. So sometimes I said, okay, I want to sell. So I started doing something. My mom said, are you sure? I said, yes. I started doing meat pie. That one is posh a little bit. So my mom agreed for me to do meat pie. Then I'll do cold tea and I'll be selling. After school, then I'll be selling.
Wow, this is
yes.
young after school.
Yes. And I used to sell, from my infancy, I used to sell, Ghana, they used to have pots.
Yeah.
Corporate. No. Ehina.
Okay.
You put water in, they have to put, abe, mefe, no more puno, no more dinsiogu, like something like that.
This is very deep.
Deep, yes. So they'll put the water in.
This is before my time, but
yes,
anyway.
it is. So the water will be very cold and it smells very nice. So they will send me to go and sell it. So when I go, they say there was a song that I used to sing. So my water will finish so quick.
Wow, what song was that?
I'll say, Swede, Abujusion Mana Wajo. So that rhythms and everything.
Let's sing it.
So they'll say, Swede, Abujusion Mana Wajo. So when I say that, everybody knows it's me. They will call me, Fosti come, Fosti bra. So it's the same water everyone is selling.
In Sweden.
So say now your heart is cool.
Your house is cool.
Yeah.
Hey, this house here.
Something like that. So I was selling it. I was, so it was going quicker. Then my elder sister, she was very industrious as well. My sister Grace, she taught me how to do meat pie, how to do so many things. So she would do meat pie, then she would give it to me to go and sell. And I don't know, maybe I had a magic touch or something. People would like to,
Just to
buy from
wow.
me.
So how did that transfer, shall I say, to what you do now, your background of work here in the UK since you moved back? How was that? How did you transfer those skills here? Because I know you've had...
Yeah, the skill that I've got back home has helped me here as well, because I can sit down, somebody will say, oh, when I sell this or when I do it will not work. Me, it's not like that. Don't tell me it will not work. Let me do it. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Okay.
I won't, somebody will say, oh, when you do this, it will not work. Because my vision is different from other people's vision. And I will try as much as I can to work. So if it doesn't work,
that's fine.
So be it. So here, now, I'm a hairdresser.
Yeah.
I'm a fashion designer.
Yes.
I sell beads.
You're a makeup artist.
I'm a makeup artist.
Yes.
I'm a celebrity stylist.
Yes.
I work everything. Weddings, engagements, everything. So for instance, I go to shop and I see nice dress. How much is it? Maybe on sale, £5. Okay, I'll buy £5. I'll wear it all. And I'll buy maybe 3 hiding somewhere. When I wear it, somebody says, what are you wearing? Me so £10 open now. Then I'll add £5 to it. I get my money.
Wow, very industrious.
Yes, I get my money back. Yeah. So if I had to go and buy milk, I will not use my salary to go and buy milk.
Yeah.
I will use that money to go and buy. So, and I know how to save. So I will save the money. So like, for instance, if I'm wearing this watch, I say, hey, first watch you here. Oh, are you sure you want some? Are you really? I have to make sure. Okay, they say you have to put deposit. Oh, how much deposit? So I'll get my money back. So if I guess I'll give you 2 weeks. The 2 weeks money is my profit.
Yes.
Already I've collected my money, so there's no loss. I'll get my money. I will sell it. Even if it's £1, it's something for me.
It's a profit.
So I've never seen a time that I don't have money in my hands.
Yeah, when you're doing.
Oh yes, because I love money. Me, I like cash.
But you work hard for it as well.
Yeah, I do work hard for it, because one of my sisters said, hey, you like cash. I said, it's not only cash, it's cashes. Because when you say cash, it's just one cash.
Cash is be brave.
I say cashes, it's cash, it's can't be brave. So what you say? I have to work hard. I don't want to see people poor.
Wow.
I don't want to see people suffering. I want to see that I have money. So when someone asks me,
you can give.
I can give. That is my satisfaction. Sometimes I don't really keep the money for myself, like something. I don't want to see someone suffering. Like somebody is going to like sick or something, they need some money to borrow. What is the money sitting in my account? I'll just give it to you. At your appropriate time, you return the money back to me. I will not charge you. But that is how, I am.
And shall I say? Should you say that is it because of some things that you've been through? What are some of the things you've been through that's helped you build this character? Because it's not everybody that has this character that wants to give. Yes. You might have been through hardships. What are some of the hardships and struggles that you've been through that's helped prune your character to be who you are?
It's true, because I think my mom was very generous, because I've seen a lot that she did when she was alive. And I've seen my dad same. Some of my sisters, even I can say all my sisters are the same, but some of us are a little bit extra.
Okay.
There's one, my sister Anna. You fight with her today. She will say, oh, I'll not talk to you for some time. But when you're in trouble, every penny that she have, she'll use it to.
So you've had really good role models that you've looked up to.
Yes. My sisters have inspired me so much. We have different character. We have someone who will give you hard talk. He'll punch you like you know that you are hurt.
Yes.
To make sure you learn something out of it. That's my sister Elizabeth. And my elder sister Grace will make sure that you walk like a lady. You act like a lady. You can't walk with your belly chesting out like this. So when she see you walking and you walk with your belly like this, she will punch it. So a lady don't walk like this. You see? And I have Esther, who is a fashion inspector, police inspector. She'll tell you this one doesn't go with this. You have to do this. You have to combine this. You have to do this. And I have Anna, who is very generous person among us. She will not say anything, but she will say her mind. And she's a visionary lady that she will see things from afar coming and she will warn you. If you don't listen, you will see that what she was warning you is true. So you don't take her word for granted. She's very generous. She will give you the money. We all fight with her several times. But when it comes to help, she will deny herself and come and help you.
Wow.
And I have Veronica, who is a Roman sister. She's a nun at St. Louis
In Ghana.
Convent in Ghana.
Wow, so all these people have helped shape
Oh, yeah, they've
your
all
character. So it's
shaped
not
me.
through your struggles.
No.
That you've just genuinely
Yes,
been
yes,
someone like that.
yes.
Wow, that's amazing.
And we have our last one, Majua and Becky. They are the craziest one. They will make you laugh. Every little thing they will laugh. You don't have to do anything. They will just laugh. So when you are, you are not sure of something, you want to clear your mind. These are some of the people that you call for them to make you laugh. So I have different characters among us. And me, I'm a bit crazy sometimes. I'm a bit crazy.
Yeah.
I don't pretend. I'll say it as it is. I don't harbor things.
In your heart.
If you do something to me, let's talk about it and move on. But when you play a game that, oh, it's nothing, meanwhile you know that you've done something, I know that, okay, come, me too, I'm ready, something like that. But, there are so many characters that have built me,
influenced
me.
And everybody that has, shall I say, with what you're doing, everything you're doing a lot, and even with the show now, everybody that's started something, there's been a story. And so what was the story, or shall I say, what was the story that has inspired you the most in your life?
What inspired me to bring this show is one day, like, let me start from, because the stories are many, let me start from, as a hairstylist,
Okay.
I was working, I had my first client, then second client came in, I was doing hair, like, I'm very bubbly, so we're talking, laughing. So they realized that I wasn't, contributing to what they were saying.
Yeah, conversation.
So they said, Tina, are you there? Then I responded, and they knew that that's not how I respond. But as I was sitting on the chair, I felt a very strong breeze on my face, like that. So I couldn't see for a while.
So you were a bit dizzy. You couldn't
Very
see.
dizzy. And I nearly fell down. So she said, are you okay? I said, yes. I said, oh, open the door. Let me go out. So I went out and I started vomiting. So they said, hey, Tina, you're pregnant again. And I said, no, I'm not pregnant. So I said, I'm not okay. But I nearly finished the hair. So I said, let me finish and go. So I finished the hair. So before they left, I started feeling dizzy and I was shivering. So the lady said, Tina, are you sure you're not pregnant? Let me call ambulance or let me call and test whether you're pregnant or something. I said, no. So they finished, they left me. No, I left them, went home, and I said, clean the salon after everything. So they left me thinking that I was pregnant, but I didn't want to
Tell them.
I went to sleep. I told my children that I'm going to sleep. Don't allow the little one to come upstairs. Stay. I don't want anybody to come and knock my door and disturb me. I got everything there. So I was there sleeping. All of a sudden, I felt very heavy. I couldn't move my hand, my right hand. I couldn't move my left hand. I felt like a bag of cement. Like I couldn't even move at all.
You've been pressed down.
Yes.
Okay.
And my throats were closed. I couldn't speak. I couldn't do anything. So my eyes were rolling. I wanted to call for help, but
You couldn't speak.
I couldn't speak. I wanted to move a little bit further so that I can drop on the floor. I couldn't do it. So I started praying. I was very restless. So my little one, Aaron, will come and I was crying. So he would come and tap my tears and start smiling. Then I was very sad that this innocent boy doesn't know what is happening to me. So he would jump on the bed, sit on me, thinking that he was playing with me. But I couldn't do anything. I couldn't move. It's happened for more than 2 hours.
So what was your husband? Was husband?
No.
He wasn't okay.
He wasn't around. So later I managed, I don't know how, I managed to roll myself. It happened about over 2 hours. So my phone was there. I wanted to get the phone. It was so close to me. I wanted to get the phone and call for ambulance or something. I couldn't pick up the phone. I couldn't even feel my hand. I couldn't feel my body. But all that I was feeling like heavy something. So later, I don't know what happened. I managed to roll down. So when I rolled down, I realized that I could move my legs. So I started banging the ceiling with my leg. So my children ran and came back. So when they came, they looked at my face and
they noticed that you're not well.
They noticed that I wasn't well. And my 2 hands were like this, doing this. Later like this. And they asked me, Mommy, why? What's happening? I couldn't answer. And they looked at my face. They were very nervous. They were scared and they didn't know what to do. I couldn't answer. Then I remember my daughter said, Mommy, do you want to vomit? Maybe thinking that I was pregnant because when I was pregnant with my son. Yeah, so he was thinking, he brought it something and I threw out. Then later, he said, Mommy, why? I couldn't speak and I saw the frustration and the sad faces, how they looked. It really made me sad. And when I couldn't do all of it, I could see that they were very sad. And I saw my son nearly down. Then my daughter also went down. And they started praying. So, Lord, heal my mother.
Wow.
So that time I was very sad. And I said to myself, I said, Lord, if it's time for me to die, I don't want to die in front of my children. Let somebody come and rescue me. Because if I'm going to, I felt like I was dying anyway. Okay. So I said, I don't want to die. I saw my son crying. I saw my daughter crying and praying for help. Then later, I think they called their dad. He couldn't pick up the phone. So later, Tony popped in, and when he came in, he said, what happened to you? I couldn't answer. All that I was doing was shaking my hands like this. So he touched me and said, you are not hot. So he was the only one talking. He didn't know what was happening to me. So he gave me a glass of water and a paracetamol. And I wanted to go back to bed. I went to bed. So at night, same thing happened.
So this was repetitive?
Repetitive.
So did you feel like this was like an attack, a spiritual attack? Or do you feel like you were not well? You know, as being a Christian?
I didn't think of spiritual attack, or I didn't think like that. And I'm a very positive person, though I'm a Christian, but I'm not that
You don't think everything is negative?
No. I have to try it other ways first before I'll say, oh, spiritual will come in. So I didn't think of anything like that. So they rushed me to hospital. So when we went to hospital, when I was going, I was able to talk a little bit. So the doctor asked me what happened. And I said, blah, blah, blah. At that time I was talking. I said, blah, blah, this is what happened. So, it's a virus. You need orange juice.
Orange juice?
Yes, there's nothing they could do. So they have to give me orange juice.
Huh?
Yes.
What,
to drink. They can't do anything.
Oh, it's a virus that's attacking you. There's no cure for that
yes,
virus?
There's no cure. They don't know what it was. So they say maybe it's a virus. So drink water and orange juice.
How did you feel when they said that?
I was very upset.
Yeah.
So we came home and my situation got worse. They rushed me back to the hospital. Then they have to do scan. So when we did the scan, They said there's nothing wrong. We can't see anything. We did scan twice. They couldn't see anything. So, the doctors, they give you medication based on the reports they have.
Of what they have.
And with my situation, there was no reports. There was nothing showing that.
They couldn't figure out what the issue was.
That's it. So later, I said, okay. They say, okay, go to your GP. After some days, I went to my GP. That was when I started that my speech started changing. The English name was stuttery or whatever.
Stuttering.
Stuttering.
And you were never a stutter before?
No. So I went to the GP, and the GP know me very well. He said, why are you talking like that? I said, I don't know. Then it became worse. So I went there. Is there anything they can give me? I was very weak at that time. They said no. So I was going up and down, coming. They didn't give me anything, not even a paracetamol. They didn't give me. They said, go home. The report shows that everything is okay. So the only thing we can recommend for you is take water and apple juice or orange juice.
And that obviously wasn't working.
Yes.
So how did you come to a place of,
I came home very upset. Didn't know what to... Then I didn't want my sisters to know what was happening because they would be more upset. I didn't want anybody apart from my house to know that, because I know how they'll be very upset. So my sister's husband, one of my sister's husband, called from Ghana, and I think he noticed that my speech wasn't okay, but he couldn't tell my sister what was going on. So later, okay, they said there's nothing. Okay, I came home, and one of my friends said, Tina, this is not real. How come now your speech has changed? You can't talk normal the way you used to talk. Do you think it's okay? Do you think everything is normal? You're taking things, think outside the box. I say, Fatima, what else can I do? He said, you have to start praying. It's not normal. So I said, okay, we started praying.
Okay.
We started praying. I was coping with it. And one day, after everything, settled, then one day I was there with my son alone. I got sick again. I was very ill. And it was just my son. And I had a phone call. There was one lady from our church who called, and I managed to pick. I said, I need help. So I think the tone of my voice, he knew that I needed help. She rushed down to my house, and when she came, then Tony also came in, and my friend Fatima, I've called Fatima, and Fatima also came in and said, Tina, what is it? The speech became very worse.
Wow.
My friend took me to the GP, and when we saw the GP, the doctor was very angry.
Why is that?
Was very angry and said, why are you here? And
so he didn't have the solution.
He didn't have the solution
to the problem.
And why are you here again? There's nothing that, doctors don't talk like that. And the doctor was very nice. But at that point, I think he had enough of me. Then my friend said, we are here because she's not well. Then the doctor said, there is nothing else we can do now. How can you refuse every treatment we've given you? We've sent you to go and see speech and language therapy. You have declined. We've sent you to go and speak consultants. You have declined.
Did you decline those?
Me? No way. There was nothing like that. But that is what they have on their record. Yes, that's what they have on their record. And so my friend was like, Tina, are you the one doing yourself? You are not well. We are all worried. And we've, giving you treatment. The doctors are helping you to get treatment. And you've declined. At that time, I couldn't talk. I was so frustrated. I cried in front of the doctor. So I said, give me pen. So I took a pen from the doctor. I said, there was nothing like that. I started writing because I couldn't talk.
Wow.
I started writing. The doctor said, no, you have declined. That is information we have on our record. And doctors, they don't show their screen to people. So my friend Fatima was, no.
Show us.
Show us so that we believe, because now I'm beginning to get upset with her that she doesn't need help. But if what you're saying is true, then show me. See, the doctor showed us, and that is the record they have on me.
Wow.
So whoever see my report wouldn't like to see me.
Or doesn't want to deal with you.
Doesn't want to deal with me because they've referred me to the different doctors, and I have declined all that. And it wasn't like that.
How did you feel when you knew that you've tried all these things and you'd prayed? Should I say, how did it make you feel about your faith in God and crying and praying to Him?
At that time, before I thought it was normal, but when I realized that my speech and everything started changing, then I said, this is more to it than what I'm thinking. So I was very sad. And
were you upset about, say, God, why haven't you heard me?
Yes, I said, God, why? We've been to so many doctors. They can't see anything. What is happening to me that I don't know? I need your help. That was the time that a song came to my mind.
Wow, what song was that?
I said, yes, me, Jifu Niwu. And at that time, I couldn't sing, but I was playing on YouTube. So I was following the song by a DSP Kofi Sapon. Miri Bawu New Ebra Epoa Strochi Ribo Na Sorry Wo Miso Fa Misi Ye Ma Chinkwa Ko Sise Ebejai Huru Shemisu Ewama Sit's name. I started singing.
Wow.
I started, I will repeat the song and I will repeat the song. I will repeat the song.
So in the midst of everything, you were worshipping?
I was worshipping.
Wow.
I was worshipping. I was listening to Diana Hamilton songs and back Ossie. Edradie Wasidenio Asidankwana Mitibe Mawo Minishi Enanti Jiwasita Asidankwana Mitibe Mawo. That song was what kept me going.
Wow.
I will repeat the song, I will sing, and I will sing. I say, Lord, I cannot speak at this moment. I cannot do anything. But you said those who trust you, Father,
shame.
you put us not into shame. So, Lord, I'm putting my trust in you. That's where I say, when you walk with the Lord in the light of His word, what a glory we share on our way. While we do His good will, He will abide with us too, and with all who will trust and obey. Trust and obey, for there is no other way to be happy in Jesus, but to trust and obey. I love, at that time, my worship
went deeper
in
worship.
I could worship. In as much as I could not sing, I could not do anything. I think that was the time I got closer
to
God again.
Wow, so your tribulation, your trial
Yes.
brought you closer.
Yes. So one day, I found myself in a forest, and like.
Well, you walked into the forest.
No. It's like a trance. They call it trance.
Oh yeah, okay, like a vision. Like a vision.
Vision,
Okay.
yes. So my son was on my lap like this, and he was sleeping. So it's like I also slept. Then I saw myself in a forest. In Whips Cross Hospital,
Yes.
There's a forest, small forest there. I saw myself there, and I was singing. And I knew that I couldn't sing. I was singing. Then I saw, all of a sudden, I felt like someone was tapping me. Then I opened my eyes. When I opened my eyes, I saw so many people around me. Then I said, hey, why? Why are you here? Then one lady touched my face and said, the tears that is coming from your eyes is healing.
Amen.
Don't stop crying. God has heard your prayers.
Amen.
So cry. Then it says sing. I said, but I can't sing well. And I'm not a singer, but I'm singing. He said, but you're praying. So sing. I started singing. So the tears that were coming from my eyes, it's like they were touching it like that. Then I said, how did you know that I was here? They said, we heard your voice from far. So the voice was different.
Just an encounter with the Lord.
Yes, the voice was different, and it was a voice of sorrow, like someone who needed help. So we decided to come, and we saw you. I said, wow. Then I opened my eyes. I woke up and I said, oh, so this is a dream. So it gives me hope that, oh Lord, am I going to speak normal again?
So God heard your cry.
Yes. So at that time, I trusted God more. Then I said, Lord, I know now you've doubled my faith. I know it doesn't matter how long it will take. You restore my speech back again. Everything is going to be okay.
Wow.
Then I was hoping. It got to a point one day, my children were going to school. And then
you were still healing.
I was healing.
Not completely, fully healed.
No. It didn't take just
one day.
It took a while. It took about 4 months or something. 4 5 months.
And this was were you still going to the GP, still going to appointments and everything?
So one day they were going to school, and knowing my son, before he stepped out, he will pray. So I always said, then, so do you want to become a pastor? Then you have to, pastors, they have to do their things very well. Though. Then he will laugh. Because when he prayed, you have to say amen before he leaves. Even if you're sleeping, you have to say amen before he leaves home.
Aww.
So it's like, okay. So at that time, he realized that mommy couldn't talk. So one day they were going, and I wanted to wake up and said, oh, have a good day or something like that. I couldn't. So I had to pretend that I was sleeping deep. And I saw him and his sister, and they were doing their hands like this on me, and they were praying. I was sobbing. I said, Lord, my children need me. They want to see crazy mommy. Mommy will, it's like I was the type that I will dance at Zonto. I will do anything.
You're not doing that anymore?
I'm not doing that anymore. I wasn't playing with them. I wasn't crazy, like shouting at them, like, encouraging them to do some stuff. So when they locked the door and I saw them going, I cried. That was the day that I realized that I was really sad for my children. Then my daughter went to school. The school called me and said, Eliana's mom, Eliana has been crying. She's not concentrating. When we asked her, she said, my mom cannot talk anymore. So I was on the phone. Then I started with my little, explain. So the woman said, what happened to you? Because I know you. I said, bye, like something like that. Then I dropped the phone. So they knew that I was sick. Then people helped me to pick her from school and blah, blah. And the most sad thing that around that time, what happened was, I'm the people that I don't wait for someone to greet me. I always greet people when I'm going somewhere. So
the
my
people that you always
neighborhood,
greet.
yes. So I said, okay, let me try a little bit and meet my daughter halfway when she comes from school. I'll try to walk down to the street like this. I'll meet so many people. Then they will say, hey, Tina. Hey, long time no see. If I say, hey, ciao, hey, how?
But now you can't reply.
I couldn't reply.
So what did you do?
So one of them got really upset with me.
Thinking you've ignored her.
And she told somebody, what's wrong with that, Tina? I was speaking to her, the way she ignored me. So the lady, one of her friend called me and said, Tina, how are you? And I started speaking, said, what's wrong with you? So she rushed down to my house and she realized that I wasn't well. So she went and explained it to the lady that, oh, don't get upset. I know why, but I will tell you at the right time. As I was going, I met 2 different people that I know. I say, Evelyn, say, hey, T, hey, book an appointment for me, blah, blah, blah. I was looking at her face like that. I was confused. She said, Tina, what's wrong with you? Are you dumb? Like, something like that.
Oh my God.
I laugh.
And how did you feel? Should I say, even during the season, was there loneliness? Tell us really how you...
I think at that time, I was lost. I didn't know. It's like I was in denial. Like, I don't know what was going through my mind. Different things were going through my mind.
You're confused.
I was confused. So she said, hey, what's wrong with you? Are you dumb? You're becoming too no. Something like that. So I looked at her and I smiled. I said, hey. Then she pushed me. I beg, talk. I smiled. I said, her name is Evelyn. I said, Evelyn. She said, what's happening? I couldn't talk again. Then she said, Tina, let me take you home. We walked through this road. I never said a word. She came here, sat with me. She went home very sad.
Because you couldn't have a conversation
I couldn't have
with you.
conversation. She started praying for me. To cut the story short, how I got healed. Later, after we saw the doctor and they said, then my friend Fatima said, okay, now this is in your record. And she said you did not do anything, but that is what you have on the record. So can you refer her again? Then they said, okay. So they sent the referral letter. By then,
To different hospital or
to different hospital. So we went there. Before I went to see the consultants, one day I was here. One of my friends, Elsie, she lives in Grace. She came here to look about the situation. I heard that she was depressed because of my situation. So many people who
were affected.
My sisters, my friends, Fatima, Judith, Onome, Anita, they were so, all of them were affected. So I said, okay, in that case, I won't pick up the phone. But at the same time, they want to speak to me and know how it was going. So one day I said, I'll pick up the phone. I said, it doesn't matter, I can't speak well, but let me call this girl. So I called her. She said, Igbo. She said, Ewo, Tina. Then I answered, oh, Tina's sister. How is Tina? I said, it's Tina. He said, Tina, you're back. Then I said, back from where?
You can talk again.
Yes, he said, Tina, are you Tina or you're Tina's sister? I said, yes, it's me, it's Tina. She said, Tina, you're back. Now I said, back from, at that time, I didn't even understand what's
going on.
So I didn't even know I could talk. So because she was the one who told me I could talk. She said, Tina, now you can talk. I said, am I talking? She said, yes, you are talking. That silly question. I said, really?
She didn't actually realize that you've come out of this issue.
I didn't realize. So I put the phone down. I look at the phone. I said, it's like I thought I was dreaming.
Yeah.
I went straight upstairs in front of the mirror. Then I started calling my children's name.
And speaking. She has to learn to speak again.
Speak again. Denzel. So I'm talking. That's how I was sounding. Eliana. Okay, let me call Eliana's phone. Eliana, Abanyamiye. I said, so I can talk. Then I said,
wow, that must have brought so much joy.
Yes. I said, Jojo, my love. Like, Jojo. So I can talk. I said, okay, let me keep this quiet though. I can talk. Let me see when my children come from school, how they are going to.
Them.
Yes. So Denzel came. Mommy, how was your day? Mommy, everything is going to be okay. Mommy, do you know you're going to talk again? He said that to me. Then Eliana came. Mommy, I've been so much worried. I can't concentrate at school. I'm so much worried about you. But Mommy, you're going to talk. We miss the way you played with us. You don't sing, we dance, don't dance your crazy moves. Because me, I can joke. I can do so many silly things with them. So then I said, Mommy is back.
Amen.
soon as she walked few steps, I tripped and my head went into the edge of the big wall.
Jesus, wow.
And I collapsed. I have a concussion. You know, some pastors will preach and say, oh, if you become a Christian, all your problems, your worries and everything, you know, is taken away. It's not like that. So I've decided that I will not allow anything that people say would deter me from what God wants to use me for. I will avail myself for God to use me